The F-15X, also called the Eagle II, represents the latest and most sophisticated iteration of the F-15 lineage, a fighter aircraft family that has served as a cornerstone of American and Allied air superiority for more than 4 decades, and its creation reflects both continuity with a proven combat platform and transformation to meet the evolving demands of 21st-century warfare, where peer and near-peer adversaries, advanced integrated air defense systems, long-range strike weapons, electronic warfare environments, and the necessity of rapid adaptability require an aircraft that combines payload, speed, range, survivability, and upgrade potential in ways that complement fifth-generation stealth fighters while preserving force capacity at scale. To fully understand the significance of the F-15EX, one must appreciate its heritage, as the original F-15 Eagle first flew in 1972 after being developed in response to the Vietnam War lessons that the United States needed a dedicated air superiority fighter capable of defeating Soviet designs such as the MiG-25, and over the following decades the F-15CD became the Air Force's premier air-to-air combat platform, achieving an unmatched combat record with more than 100 aerial victories without a loss in dogfighting engagements, while the F-15EX Strike Eagle variant, introduced in the late 1980s, adapted the airframe into a multi-role strike fighter with conformal fuel tanks, a 2-seat cockpit, and the ability to carry precision-guided munitions deep into hostile territory, proving its worth in conflicts from Desert Storm to the global war on terror. But as these airframes aged, particularly the F-15CD fleet with many jets exceeding their intended service lives, the Air Force faced a capability and quantity crisis. Stealth platforms like the F-22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning II were designed for the highest threat scenarios, but production numbers, budget realities, and time to field meant they could not by themselves replace the entire fleet of legacy fighters, so the idea emerged to procure an advanced F-15 variant, already developed for foreign customers such as Saudi Arabia and Qatar, but modified to U.S. specifications with cutting-edge avionics, electronic warfare systems, and open architecture software to ensure future growth, resulting in the F-15EX, which had its first flight in February 2021 and has since been steadily delivered to operational squadrons with the goal of rapidly restoring fighter capacity while delivering unmatched payload and mission flexibility. Structurally, the F-15X retains the iconic high-mounted swept wings, twin vertical stabilizers, and side-mounted intakes of its predecessors, but beneath the familiar silhouette lies a dramatically strengthened airframe designed for an extraordinary 20,000 flight-hour service life, far exceeding the lifespan of legacy Eagles, which often required intensive depot maintenance and wing replacements as they aged. Its digital fly-by-wire flight control system replaces the mechanical hydraulic systems of earlier models, giving it enhanced stability, responsiveness, and safety, particularly when carrying heavy or asymmetric weapons loads, while also making it easier to integrate new flight control laws for experimental or future missions such as unmanned teaming, all of which contributes to an aircraft that feels both familiar to seasoned Eagle drivers and completely modern to pilots trained on contemporary digital cockpits. In terms of propulsion, the F-15X is powered by 2 afterburning turbofan engines, typically the F110E129, though it is designed to be compatible with Pratt & Whitney F100 series as well, and each engine produces over 29,000 pounds of thrust, allowing the aircraft to exceed Mach 2.5 at altitude, accelerate rapidly even under heavy loadouts, and sustain high-energy maneuvering in combat. Its thrust-to-weight ratio remains excellent even at maximum gross weights, ensuring that the F-15EX can both dogfight when needed and carry massive strike loads without becoming sluggish, and with conformal fuel tanks plus internal fuel capacity it can achieve long combat radii and ferry ranges that exceed those of most contemporary fighters, making it especially valuable for missions across the vast distances of the Indo-Pacific theater. Avionics and mission systems represent the most transformative leap. The Raytheon AN APG-82V1 AESA radar provides far greater detection range, simultaneous air-to-air and air-to-ground modes, electronic beam steering, resistance to jamming, and precision mapping, giving the pilot and weapons systems officer WSO extraordinary situational awareness. This radar can track dozens of targets simultaneously, guide multiple missiles in flight, and support strike missions with high-resolution synthetic aperture radar imagery, effectively allowing the F-15EX to serve both as a battle manager and a strike asset in contested environments, while the EPAWSS electronic warfare suite delivers passive detection of threats, active jamming, deceptive countermeasures, and radar warning functions that dramatically improve survivability against advanced surface-to-air missile systems. In addition, the cockpit has been redesigned with large area glass displays, digital instrumentation, and a fully networked architecture that allows the crew to access information from multiple sensors, share data across data links with other aircraft, and manage complex missions with ease, all of which represents a massive ergonomic and technological leap from the steam gauge and monochrome display cockpits of the 1980s-era Strike Eagles. Weapons integration is the F-15X's crown jewel. With a maximum external payload capacity of 29,000 pounds, it can carry configurations such as 12 AIM 120 MROMs for air superiority sweeps, a combination of air-to-air missiles and small-diameter bombs for multi-role missions, or large standoff weapons like AGM-158 JASSM cruise missiles for deep strike. It is also capable of employing hypersonic weapons under development due to its payload and pylon spacing, a feature that few other fighters can accommodate, making it a critical testbed and operational platform for next-generation munitions. Furthermore, it retains the internal M61 Vulcan 20mm cannon for close-range combat and strafing, though in modern doctrine the emphasis is on missile combat and standoff strike. Its ability to combine standoff strike weapons with traditional bombs, air-to-air missiles, and electronic attack pods allows it to function as a Swiss Army knife of air power, equally at home in homeland defense, deterrence patrols, seed-dead campaigns, and long-range conventional strike missions. Operationally, the F-15X is envisioned as a force multiplier. It will rarely penetrate alone into the densest air defense networks, but instead will pair with stealth fighters that identify targets and suppress threats, while the X brings overwhelming firepower, carrying enough missiles to defend a fleet of tankers and bombers or enough bombs to devastate dozens of ground targets in one sortie. Its two-seat configuration enables a division of labor critical for electronic warfare and complex strike management, while its speed allows it to respond to threats or reposition rapidly in contested battlespace. In homeland defense, its missile carriage and speed make it the premier platform for defending against cruise missile or bomber incursions, while in expeditionary operations it can deliver mass fires that stealth aircraft, limited in payload, by internal bays, cannot match. Sustainment and life cycle planning further set the F-15EX apart. By leveraging an existing production line, mature supply chains, and decades of accumulated maintenance experience, the Air Force avoids the long ramp-up and high sustainment costs that plague new start aircraft, and by standardizing components with international partners who also operate advanced Eagles, the program achieves economies of scale. The extended airframe life ensures that fewer replacements will be required in future decades, making it not only a high-performance asset but also a cost-effective one over the long term. The program has faced debates. Some critics argue that buying a non-stealth fighter in an era dominated by anti-access area denial environments risks obsolescence, but proponents counter that stealth aircraft cannot be procured in sufficient numbers quickly enough, and that mass, payload, and versatility are equally essential in great power competition. The Air Force's strategy reflects a layered approach, with stealth fighters and bombers conducting deep penetration, the F-15X providing firepower and homeland defense, and unmanned platforms expanding the networked kill chain. Export variants such as the F-15QA for Qatar and F-15IA for Israel underscore the platform's global demand, while the U.S. benefits from these export-funded developments, accelerating its fielding at reduced cost. Looking toward the future, the F-15X is expected to remain in service for decades, integrating new weapons, hypersonic systems, advanced data links, artificial intelligence-enabled decision aids, and possibly loyal wingman drones, effectively making it not a stopgap but a critical pillar of the Air Force's long-term force mix. In essence, the F-15X combines the legendary DNA of the Eagle's unmatched combat record with 21st-century survivability systems, digital architectures, and weapons integration, standing as proof that with the right upgrades, even a platform conceived in the Cold War can evolve into one of the most formidable and relevant fighters of the modern age.